Kim, you got great bench play. It just seemed like Jones kind of took over there, particularly late.
Well, I don't know when she did a lot of it. I thought she did a lot of it throughout the game. I thought Dee Dee couldn't go anymore, leg cramps. And Trinity was guarding, and I thought Trinity did as good as she possibly could, really playing out of position. And that's what great players do. They take over the game and give her credit.
All right, guys, who's next? Raise your hand. Go ahead, Andrew.
Coach, you went with a small lineup there in the fourth quarter for a stretch. I know that Queen was in foul trouble and Dee Dee had the cramps. What was the thought process on going small there?
I don't want to use the word desperation, but just give somebody else a shot. We weren't finishing shots. We weren't executing things defensively. People were scoring, and I just thought, what the hell, give somebody else a shot. And I thought they did a great job. I thought that group on the floor, the crowd got into it with their effort. And Trinity Oliver, she gives you big rebounds and, got 2 offensive rebounds in there. I mean, that's all I was looking for, was just somebody to give us a spark, and I thought that group did.
All right, Smoke, then Chad.
Yeah, Kim, do you just feel like perhaps even though you had the lead on occasion that they dictated the tempo and really kind of controlled the game?
Yes, I think they controlled the game from start to finish. We played very hard to stay in the game and to take leads, but I thought they controlled the game in a lot of ways. And listen, guys, I can make a million excuses sitting here. I've seen my team 2 times since December the 20th. And we haven't practiced all week. We miss Bickle. We miss Dejanay in a game like this. But, it's 2020, and it's the COVID protocols and everything. You just got to go play. And that's the way I approach that smaller group. I'm just like, go play. Let's go play.
How do you feel? How's everything going since we really haven't heard much from you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. No taste, no smell. But I'm good. I've been cleared to come back.
Go ahead, Chad.
Okay, Kim, given that you had a 2-week layoff from game action and then they go on a 15-0 run in the first quarter, is that just kind of a perfect storm of bad as far as the way things started tonight?
Well, I don't want to say I expected it, but I didn't expect great things when you're not practicing all week. I mean, what coach is going to sit here and go, yeah, baby, we ready to go. We got to go over a scout report on the floor. We got to do all these things. I'm a realist. I knew that we were going to be in for a ball game, and it was who you're playing. You could not practice all week and beat a lot of teams, but you can't beat that team. That team has 3-point shooters that expose us. That team has great coaching. It was the perfect timing for what you saw happen.
All right, Jerry.
I guess Moon, talk about getting down early and what did it take to kind of get back in it? You seem to kind of hit your stride in that second half.
Yeah, I had some shots down the stretch, but I also gave up a lot of points tonight. I think if I make 1-2 stops, we win a ball game. So normally, that's just points I normally don't give up. So yeah, I was hitting shots, but defensively tonight, I didn't do well, and so yeah.
Was there a little bit of a shock there early when you look up and you're down 18-6?
Yeah, it was a little bit of shock. But we didn't panic. We knew we had talked about that. We knew we had to stay in the game as best as we could. Like Coach said, we haven't been practicing, and it's just been a lot of things to it. But it was definitely a shock. But we never got down on ourselves. We fought to the end, and the results are the results.
All right, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, the list is in there, right? I had a question for her.
Yes, sir.
Great. Melissa, tonight, how difficult is it to guard and play against a player like Ashley Jones, who's so versatile from three, and then also being able to drive and post up and get to the foul line? What makes her really good?
I feel like she has a lot of counter moves. She doesn't settle on one move. So getting us in the air, drawing fouls, I feel like that's where she really excelled at. So.
And then for both you and Moon, I guess, they announced on the broadcast that it was a slow roll getting back, and your first practice was today. What did this kind of feel like to you, kind of scrambling and almost playing like a pickup game, so to speak, where not that it's 5 random people, but you're all coming together for the first time after an extended break?
It was different, but I mean, we all go through things. We got to figure out a way to push through it. We could have avoided it, so now we know in the future to avoid these things so we could perform like we do.
Sure, thank you.
All right, Jerry.
Alyssa, I guess, and I know you knew it was coming, but they trapped a lot whenever the ball went inside. Talk about that struggle of just, kind of finding room in there when there wasn't really any room to be found.
I mean, we went over it in practice. We knew how to score through it. Shots weren't falling. We just got to find another way. I mean, they played great defense. So, I mean, we just got to get back into our groove.
And Kim, Jaden Owens, she really gave you some good minutes tonight. I don't know if that was expected, but if that's what you had seen from her. But what did you feel like you got from her?
Well, I don't know what to expect from a lot of them. I don't. We're dealing with a lot of new players that I'm still trying to figure out some level of consistency. Who's going to be the most consistent one? You've got Jaden Owens, you got Jordan Oliver, you got Sarah Andrews. It's a eeny, meeny, miny, mo right now, okay? She gave us energy. I know that Jaden can give us energy and quickness, and I thought she did. I thought the threes were just a little bit of icing for us, and it helped us get back in the ball game. Excuse me, but she wasn't the only one. I thought Jordan Oliver gives you 7 rebounds in 12 minutes. 7. So that's a kid just coming off a COVID protocol that hadn't, been with the team longer than them not working out for a week. So, kudos to her and Trinity and Jaden. I thought they gave you some stuff tonight. I thought Sarah getting a start, I thought she was nervous. Turned down good shots to take harder shots. Hannah has been just so good, but this was a difficult game for her. Who was she going to guard? I don't want to just pick the Jaden, because I thought some of those other ones did good too.
Any when are you expecting DNA and Caitlin to be back?
I don't know. Whatever the protocol is, I can't tell you what days they, all your days start running together when you've been away as long as I have. Whatever the protocol is at Baylor on how many days you have to isolate. So I guess, and then when they come back, they have to go through the heart, whatever the heart stuff, they have to get checked out, and then they can't just come back on the floor. They have to do a certain percentage on the treadmill and all that stuff to get back on the floor. So I don't know. I haven't even asked a date.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
All right, Andrew.
Sure, Coach. You did hold Iowa State to only sub 30% from 3, and they only got to the line 17 total times. What are you seeing from the defense from that perspective? What did you like about that? And then what's maybe the key moving forward in the future to stop maybe the drives that seem to be the biggest?
Our offense was the problem tonight. We missed how many? I don't know. I have to go back and look at the film. How many layups did we miss? How many offensive putbacks did we miss? So our problem was offense. I thought the effort was good enough defensively. You held them to 8, threes. They're hitting 13 and, sometimes 16 or so in a ball game. You outscore them 7 field goals. they get to the free throw line more than we did, and that was one of the ways I told them to win the game is you have to get to the foul line more than they do, and we didn't do that. So there were some good things in that we outscored them, but we missed too many cheap shots. We took the shots, particularly in the paint area, that they wanted us to take instead of making counter moves and getting in there and bowing our neck and finishing. But, you kind of, this game is a game of conditioning. It's a fast-paced game. And we got to get back on the floor, and we got to all be together at some point, and we'll get there. I don't know when, but we'll get there.